We've just seen something that I think is going to be a huge sigh of relief for Zebec holders. The Zebec project once again kind of proving all of the haters wrong and all of the FUD wrong that we have seen over the past little while. This has also been kind of reflected in the price chart as well. So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be just giving a little bit of an overall high level perspective on what we're seeing in the crypto market and at the altcoin market more specifically, because we are seeing the altcoin market really doing quite well. We're seeing, at least over the past maybe day or two, a little bit of some momentum slowing, some stuttering happening. Not necessarily the end of the world, but I did want to keep you up to date on all of it. We have also seen a really, really nice rebound from Zebec based on some of the FUD that we have seen in some of the previous videos. You know, we did discuss it. Of course, I am here just bringing you what is happening. You, of course, can form your own opinions. I personally do think that Zebec is a legitimate project, and I think that that project is going to be something that continues to deliver over time. However, it is crypto. Anything can and will happen, so you have to make your own decisions and make sure that you are doing your own research. Now, going on, I want to take a quick look at the crypto bubbles because we can see it is actually just barely switched to a red day. I just recorded an earlier video. It was a green day, but you can see here a little bit of some pulling back happening within the market. Really, it's kind of mixed overall, though. I mean, if it goes to show that it was green, now it's red. You know, we haven't seen any major crashes or sell-offs happening. It's just kind of like we're seeing a pretty split market. Obviously, things like SUI doing quite well, things like XRP doing quite well. The meme core doing really, really poorly, but that's also because we have seen a really strong move to the upside over the past several weeks. So a bit of a tale of two markets here today. And if we do look at the total too, though, we can see that things are still looking really, really nice. We can see we are kind of slowly grinding our way through this zone of high liquidity. We are seeing a lot of different wicks coming around here. As expected, I kind of have mentioned this and have talked about it ad nauseum over the past several days. This is going to be a difficult zone to break through. It's been typically a really strong zone of both support and resistance. So since we have seen that, getting through this zone is going to be quite a challenge. It does seem that we are slowly kind of grinding up through it on our way, though, which is really, really good to see. Moving along, we also can see on the Fear and Greed Index getting very, very close to extreme greed. We have not actually gotten there yet. Extreme greed does start at 80. We are currently at 75, and we've seen a high of 78. So I do think some of this kind of stuttering a little bit, slowing of momentum, not letting things get too euphoric too quickly is actually really, really good to see. I'm very happy to see that that's been happening, and we'll hopefully, we'll continue to see that going on over the next several days and weeks. I do think kind of a slower run up is by far the better way to go. So the biggest thing we don't want to see is seeing all of the gains being given back over the next kind of week or two, because then of course we're just kind of treading water and we're on that altcoin treadmill. We don't want to be on the altcoin treadmill. So let's hope that we can kind of continue to see some momentum staying over time. We'll have to see, of course, time will tell, but we can see even on things like Zebec here, looking at the chart, if we can see the candles load up, great. We can see that we have seen a really nice little bounce coming back. Obviously, we had a really, really strong pullback. BTCC is only pulling in the past little while, so take not too much mind to this because we did see like a 10x run up, and then we have seen a pretty strong pullback after that. Of course, there was a level of FUD going on here. Some of the FUD being that the burn payments were not being made. More news on this here in 1 second, but we can see kind of when there was some release of that, and I think probably some speculation that was going to happen anyway. We could see a really, really nice strong pump over just a couple of days here, and then we have seen it just been kind of chopping around in this area, showing that we are in a decent level of like a liquidity zone here again, because we are sitting kind of on this level of support that has now turned into a resistance. So we have been kind of chopping around in this range. Overall, not much to be worried about, at least in my opinion. We can see the Bollinger Bands are continuing to tighten, so maybe we are starting to form a little bit of a reversal coming on here, and I think that would be good to see. If you did buy the dip down here for Zebec, this is, of course, would have been a really great place to be buying. You can see we are looking a little oversold. If we get rid of this, you can see a little oversold on the RSI as well as overextended on the Bollinger Bands. This is historically a really, really good time to buy. So if you did, congratulations, because you are obviously doing pretty well, particularly if you were leverage trading. I generally trade these types of coins on low to medium leverage, when we start to see things like this, because you can get some really, really impressive gains. This probably would have been a pretty nice trade if you were to take it. I unfortunately did miss it because I have been kind of traveling around a little bit recently, and so I haven't had the chance to kind of keep up with my trading as diligently as I normally like to. But if you are interested in trading and trying your hand out at that, of course, it is leverage trading, so do be very, very careful. You don't have to leverage trade. You can just spot trade using BTCC, but a lot of the times to use this type of thing is to leverage trade. So if you are interested, I do have that link in the description below. You can use it for 10% bonuses on your first time deposit, so it's free money if you are wanting to kind of try your hand. It's a really, really good way to kind of have some risk-free involvement there. Also, up to $10,055 in both deposit as well as volume bonuses. So really, really good deal there if you are interested. No VPN or KYC necessary as well. So really, really good thing there if you are interested. Now, moving along, I want to take a look at the news of the day. Now, this is why I'm saying that Zebec is proving the haters and the fudders wrong, because we can see that the May buyback is complete. This May buyback was a little bit delayed and I think was causing some concern or maybe some heartache in addition to some of the other FUD that was being spread through the community. It was causing a little bit of concern, but we can see that they have bought back almost 15 million Zebec, which is worth about $60,000. Our buyback program keeps growing alongside the expansion of the Zebec card suite and our Science Card UK acquisition. While May was delayed due to acquisition accounting, we are now back on track for monthly buybacks. So we could see here, obviously, a really, really good deal that we are seeing over, kind of proving some of the FUD and the fear wrong of the Zebec network. Again, this was for May. We are in mid-July, so it's not necessarily completely unjustified that we are seeing some seeing some heartache, over how the Zebec treatment of the card was going. Of course, this has been solved. We have seen that this has been fixed at this point. So that is a really, really good thing to see. Overall, though, I do think that the Zebec team is still going to deliver. It looks like a really legitimate team. It looks like they are docs. Again, it is crypto. Anything can happen. Keep in mind, FTX, one of the most largest, seemingly infallible crypto projects, did collapse in spectacular fashion. Terra Luna collapsed in spectacular fashion. It is crypto. There is inherent risk with everything. But at least in my opinion, this seems to be a legitimate company trying to do legitimate things. And I do think that there is good upside there. You can agree, you can disagree. That is completely up to you. But anyway, I just want to kind of cover what we've been seeing out of some of the recent developments from Zebec. I think this does probably clear the path, particularly with the altcoin market really seeing a nice and a strong rebound. I think this does kind of clear the path for Zebec to see some pretty nice moves to the upside. We've moved past some of the FUD there. We're seeing some of the narrative really take hold. We're seeing some of the hype take hold. We're getting some really, really good updates and some news overall, and I think the market is moving in our direction if you are a fan of the Zebec coin. So of course, nobody knows what the future holds. I don't offer financial advice, all of that type of good stuff, but I did just want to kind of I guess throw that out there, as I do think that we are shaping up to be in a pretty good position. Now, if you did find the information in this video useful, a like and a subscribe of course does help me tremendously. If you are interested, feel free, just click those buttons in the description below or in like the bottom of the video. Also, if you have any comments, questions, thoughts, feelings, whatever, drop those in the comment section. I do read and respond to all of those, so if you have anything that you want me to see, just do that and I will reply to all of those. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.